correction. Honorable, you may proceed. Please bring out the points.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I wish to make an application in view of page 1, item number 13. Honorable Sophia Kwaku is absent with permission. She traveled last week to execute an official duty. I'll be grateful if the corrections could be made. Thank you for the opportunity.
To be made accordingly. Thank you very much, Honorable. Page 8. Yes, Honorable Deputy Majority. Page 8, page 9, page 10, page Honorable Okujeto Ablaku. Order.
Mr. Speaker, the third paragraph on page 11, the Honorable Second Deputy Speaker directed that the leadership of the Finance Committee be served with copies of the agreement. He did not direct that they should join the Committee on Education. So this is not exactly how the directive was made. The directive is that the leadership of the Finance Committee be served with copies of the agreement so that they can advise the Education Committee. So if it can be captured more accurately, I'll be grateful, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, on that same page, item number CR, the second entry under C, the fifth line, on goods and services and equipment in under the Ghana Agriculture Sector Investment Program. In should be deleted so that it will read goods and services and equipment under the Ghana Agriculture Sector Investment Program. I'm grateful, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader, I thought you were...
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Mine is on page 16, so my contribution is on page 16, Mr. Speaker. If you get to page 16, I'll come back. On page 16.
Page
16 of the order paper.
Please go on.
Vote and proceedings. Mr. Speaker, page 16, no, on the votes and proceedings. Mr. Speaker, on page 16, item number 6, we're told that the amendment that was proposed by the chairman of the committee to delete the word review and substitute it with the word prejudice. Mr. Speaker, upon further deliberations by the House, the majority leader drew the House's attention to the fact that we would actually serve ourselves a good deal if we maintain the word review as it appeared in the bill, clause 7, subclause 1, paragraph C. But in the votes and proceedings, it captures the first part of it. So I want to draw the attention to it.
Honorable
Most grateful, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Deputy Majority Leader is right, but just to draw her attention to the fact that page 18 has captured that. Page 18 has made that correction. So we are good to go, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Yerichire.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I really wanted to draw her attention that it has been captured accurately on page 18.
Fine. Shall we move on from there? Page. Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, the deputy majority leader is right, even though I know that the Honorable Okudzeto and Yilechre have referred to page 18 to cure the defect to which she is drawing our attention. Mr. Speaker, because we are a house of record, a question was put on the substitution of reveal for prejudice. And if you look at page 16 carefully, it's captured as if the House agreed and took a decision on it. Mr. Speaker, if you travel further to page 18, we rescinded that decision. So maybe exact words must be captured in page 18 to report that we went back to what pertains in the bill and adopted the word reveal. Thank you.
Yeah, it might be so corrected as to reflect also the chronology of events and that how that came to be corrected accordingly. So that you have a clear reference with regard to the antecedent and the latter one. It should be so done. 16, page 17, page 18, page 19. Honorable Members, page 20. And page 21. Honorable Members, the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 18 July 2018, as corrected, hereby admitted as true record of proceedings. Honorable Members, we are agreed that we move on straight to public business. Item listed 5, presentation of papers. 5A, sub AI, Minister of Finance. Honorable Members, the Vice President is in the House. Order. Order, honorable members. Presentation of papers AI by the Minister of Finance.
Via credit facility agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank SPA as agents, arranger and lender, supported by SACE and SIMEST of Italy, for an amount of 40 million euros to part finance the modernization and equipping of the Tetakwashi Memorial Hospital, Kibi District Hospital, Eburi Hospital, and the Etibie Hospital.
The paper is duly presented and is referred. All down, honorable members. And it's It is hereby referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report.
Refer something to local government committee.
Aye. Minister for Finance.
Commercial loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank SPA as agent, arranger, and lender for an amount of €6 million to part-finance the modernization and equipment of the Tetepachi Memorial Hospital, Kibi District Hospital, Ebri Hospital, and the Etibie Hospital.
The agreement is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. BI, Minister for Finance.
Term loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank AG, London branch, as agent, arranger, structuring bank and lender, supported by United Kingdom Export Finance Guarantee for an amount of €22,830.58 to finance the completion and equipping of the Bekwai District Hospital.
The paper is laid and is referred to Finance Committee for consideration and report. II.
Commercial loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank AG, London branch, as agent, arranger, structuring bank and lender for an amount of €4,782,541.31 to finance the completion and equipping of the Bekwai District Hospital.
The paper is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. 5C. I. Order, honorable members.
Small statements to me.
Term loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank AG, London branch, as agents, arranger, structuring bank and lender, supported by United Kingdom Export Finance as covered lenders guarantor for an amount of €48,600,000 from covered lenders and €32,400,000 from direct lenders for phase 2 of the redevelopment and modernization of the Kumasi Central Market and its associated infrastructure.
The paper is duly presented and is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report. II.
Commercial loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and Dutch Bank AG, London branch, as agent, arranger, structuring bank and lender for an amount of €12,300,000 for phase 2 of the redevelopment and modernization of the Kumasi Central Market and its associated infrastructure.
DI. Honorable Minister for Finance.
Term loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and KMW IPEX Bank, GmbH, as a regional lender, supported by United Kingdom Export Finance Guarantee, for an amount of 56 million United States dollars for the construction of the second phase of the Tamale International Airport.
Honorable Minister for Finance.
Commercial loan facility agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana and KMW IPEX Bank, GmbH, as a regional lender, for an amount of 24 million United States dollars for the construction of the second phase of the Tamale International Airport.
It's all about to go down in Parliament this morning as we anticipate the Finance Minister's reading of the mid-year review. Now, we've heard from the Deputy Minister for Information that this is not a supplementary budget. So the suggestion here is that we are not going to hear government asking Parliament permission to spend more or to borrow more. We're not looking at that. We're rather looking at an announcement of new policies, new ways in which they are going to close the funding gap, not just for this year, but for the coming 2 years as well. Norvan and I have been anticipating how indeed this will all happen. And so far, our crystal ball gazing hasn't taken us too far off the line of the absurd, has it? We haven't gone into the world of the absurd yet.
Not at all. I mean, I think that, most of the things that we've looked at over the period looks very clear that that's the way the government is going to go. I mean, just as Kujo Oponkroma said, he will come by a statement. So no supplementary budget. Good news, but how do we make up for the shortfall or the gap as far as revenue is concerned? We should be expecting new announcement, as the Deputy Minister of Information did indicate earlier on. And so we're hoping to see. And he says that there will be some good news also in there. It would be good to hear that, oh, okay, we've cancelled that tax, or we are cutting that, or we're cutting that. I don't know how that is possible at this stage, but he says there'll be good news. So let's wait for that.
Yes. Now, of course, we will be interested to see how closely what we hear today is related to what we know they've told the IMF, because the IMF has already said that they have heard from government several measures that are going to be announced about how they are planning to close the funding gap. But listen, if you're following us on social media, remember to use the hashtag BudgetReview18. And of course, our handle is JoyNews on TV. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Of course, the Finance Minister is in the chamber right now. He arrived with the Vice President, and he was dressed in white, no surprise. Vice President in a darker kaftan, and they're ready to deliver what the economic management team has obviously been cooking for quite a while. Now, we've been looking at figures. We've seen figures as recent as May. We haven't yet seen what the June figures are. But as at May, the funding gap was looking bigger than we're told it is right now. We hear we're closer to target right now. But if this is going to be an announcement of ideas, innovations on how they are planning to close the gap, is there really a need for it? Why not just do the work? Why come and tell us how they plan to close the gap if they are indeed on target?
Because you remember that, this exercise is mandated by law. Mid-year, you need to come and tell the people what you've been able to do so far with the announcement of revenue against expenditure. So it's mandatory, and that is why they ought to do that. And it's important that they should be able to let us know, how they intend to spend, these funds that they have going forward, and then also let us know, if there are gaps, which there is, how they intend to deal with these gaps that we have. So for me, I think that we hope to see. Yes, they have to get on with the job. That's a fact. I mean, you should even begin it before you come to Parliament and tell me that, oh, you know what, this is what we're doing now. You should rather bring me a report to say, we saw these gaps, this is how we are tackling it, or this is how we have begun tackling it, and we hope that at the end of the year, this will be the kind of results.
Right now, Novan, I'm particularly interested in how Ghanaians have been anticipating what we'll be hearing today. So our colleague Fauzia went to Nima and spoke to the people of Accra to try and find out how exactly they expect this budget review to go and how any new announcements will affect them.
I'm currently here at Nima, one of the biggest Zongo community in Accra. The mid-year budget review is presented today, and some of the residents say it is of no importance to them, and I get to speak to them. Hi. So what do you think about the mid-year budget review being presented today?
Okay, I think it's a good day to be given the privilege to talk about the budget today. I didn't know about it until my good friend told me there was a budget which is going to be materialized or being transpired today. So I think we're going to have the time to talk about it. Well, my problem is about the youth employment. The president promised us. We didn't see anything being done about that, which is very bad. It has given us let me say, sorry to use this word, it's a scientific word, self-allergia, meaning an extreme headache.
Okay, sorry to cut you in, but what about you? What is your take on that?
Well, I woke up from sleep this morning, and as usual, I tune in my radio to listen to what is happening in the country. Then on CTFM, I started hearing a jargon, mid-year budget. I was like, what is this? Because we've never heard anything like that. And they said the finance minister is going to go to Parliament. And well, personally, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about mid-year budget. All I know is budget presentation, which that one we only know is a formality, because we don't see the effect. We don't see the effect of the things that they budgeted for, employment, whatever they say they want to do, free SHS, which is symbolic, and what have you. All the things that they are talking about, we don't know. The budget itself, we know the true budget for us is what is in our pockets, and we can't feel it. And it has been time immemorial since I have grown and started following political issues in this country. The budget doesn't reflect the reality on the ground.
Fauzia, they're getting the pulse of the people, and the reality to them is that there is a big divorce between all the talk and what's happening in their pockets. Is this review going to close that gap in any way, or are we still going to see people struggling to connect beautiful figures to empty pockets?
Kojo, you see, I think the government's inability to go on with some of the projects they themselves, indicated in the last budget is what is bringing about all this, because then that creates that vacuum. And just the gentleman was right in saying that all these figures that you're putting out there, I am not feeling it in my pocket. You remember the other guy she spoke to earlier indicated that we want jobs, and if we don't have the jobs. But the good news is NAPCO is around. I don't know how many of them have gone to register. At least some 700 Ghana cedis in your pocket at the end of the month for getting some work to do can resolve these things. But can we be a bit faster with these kind of implementations or these kind of projects that we are expected to implement as a government? you understand me? So I think that if they're able to do these things, then people will begin to appreciate budget as against expenditure, and the fact that they will feel it, or they will feel that we are part of it. Remember, all these revenues that we raise is our money, and they are supposed to spend it on us. And if they are able to, one district, one factory, you can imagine over 275 districts in this country.
And we don't have, those are even constituencies. We don't have even one factory yet.
Yeah, one was inaugurated, and we don't know what is the state now. Now, 275 constituencies, and then over 200 districts in this country. Can you imagine that one factory in each district employing, let's say, just 50 people? Multiply that. The number of employment that would have created alone. Not to talk of planting for food and jobs, the figures that it's supposed to bring. Not to talk of this NAPCO project and all those, kind of projects that they promised themselves that they were going to do.
Indeed.